All right, podcast 3. Welcome. Hope you enjoyed the previous 2.
We're here.
What you said you were going to tell me something just then, but you said save it for the pod.
So Rob Kimberley has done his second calf. Oh. And it's a different calf, so it's on the other leg now.
How?
Just running.
Fuck. Like on a leisurely run, or?
He probably jogs twice a week. And he's just jogging on the beach, as he usually does.
Pinged it again. That's his dad.
Yeah,
for reference.
so Rob is my dad. And he first did it at an SJ session, funnily enough, with resisted sprinting. And now he's done his right calf now. He thinks it's more he said lower calf, so I assume more soleus, but yeah, he's not really pleased, but...
Jeez, that's unfortunate.
He's also not that fast. He's a pretty casual guy.
So he's out for a bit for work.
Nah, he'll probably still work.
Yeah.
He just won't run as much.
Yeah.
But the positive out of that, he's not actually... He didn't do it through strength training, because I've actually got him on a little bit of a program at the moment.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, and he's someone that he can be... like, you give him something and it can take him a while to do it or believe in it.
Yeah.
So if it was anything to do with strength training, it would have put him off, so he didn't actually do it through that.
Fuck, that's pretty unfortunate though, eh?
Oh, it's unlucky, yeah.
Yeah.
You feel for the kid.
Yeah. Speaking about feeling for the kid, just before we get into the main body of the podcast, just wanted to talk a little bit NBA. I haven't been following it much. This is probably the least I've followed NBA ever, which is also strange because Nikola Jokic is probably the best player ever. He's probably having the best season ever. And then Luka Doncic got traded, obviously, to Lakers and Serb Slovenian. So if there was ever a time I'd be that into NBA, invested in it,
Be right now.
it would be right now. But I haven't been watching it much. But I just did do a quick doom scroll.
We love a doom.
Yep, and in the last 24 hours, speaking of injury, lower leg complex injuries, Jason Tatum's ruptured his Achilles.
Jeez,
In a game 7, I think. Game 6 or game 7.
Who's they playing?
The Knicks. And there's like all this debate on the internet at the moment. That's what I was just dooming, like, about quote unquote injury prevention and like what are they going to do about it in the NBA?
Jake Turner, I had like 5 minutes before we just jumped on this pod.
That's off that.
He just did a post about that.
That's because Tatum did his Achilles and this guy came on and was like, we need to put injectables into
that's
players'
what
Achilles.
Yeah, right.
Which I don't really understand. I don't really know anything about that, but that's what I originally saw and I sent it to you, and then I've obviously just seen he did his Achilles. But it's a real common thing. Like, at the end of the season, heaps of stars honestly do their Achilles. Tatum's just done it. Like, KD did it like 5 years ago. Kobe did it at the very end of the main season. Or like a lot of these star players get put in positions where it's like, for example, Lakers that year, Kobe did his, I think they were like 7th or 8th seed or something, and they were like, they needed to stay there to get into the playoffs. So he was just like, he was 35 and he was like, all right, hold my shit and just let me go to work. And he was basically playing complete games, no rest, like.
And that's when he did it?
For 10, 15 weeks. Yeah, and he had some calf complaints, I think, or something like that beforehand. Or a rolled ankle. And then KD, that year he did it, tail end of the season, he was like busting his ass. They were relying heavily on him to get stuff done. He did his. Tatum just did it in a game 6 or a game 7 where they were down 2 games and like the rest of the team wasn't really playing well, so he had to put everything on his back and do it.
That sucks.
Yeah, so
That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. But then how do you combat that? Like, how are you going to combat these tendon issues? Like, literally in the NBA as well, from what I've seen, tendon health is like a high priority and they're doing so much tendon loading. I watch like some NBA teams do pre and post game lifts and it's like just working on the tendons almost. That's all they're worried about. And then you're still getting these ruptures and stuff like that.
It's so hard because obviously it's a load issue thing, and then. But obviously
it's a load issue, but you got to play.
You need your best players to play.
Yeah.
So especially towards the end of the season when it matters. what can you can't really do much about it, can you? It's just unlucky, like.
Not really, but then it's like, well,
It's a human body.
What can you do? Do you decrease the amount of games in a year? Do you decrease the amount of time they play? Do you...
Well, obviously,
Are you allowed
the
to
amount
take...
of games in the year, then... But people love watching the sports and it's money, so...
Yeah, exactly. I still reckon, 81 games or 82 games is too long.
It is a lot.
So long.
Well, especially... It doesn't make sense to me, because I've only ever been used to AFL, and that's what, 23 rounds a year in the season.
It's American sports, man. American sports just so infatuated with money.
And Prem.
Yeah, but Prem play what? 30, 40 games a year.
But plus, like they play leagues.
Yeah.
Like often they're playing twice a week.
That's true, but then like my argument with American sports in terms of being like infatuated with money is that they've got 7-game series. Like,
yeah, it's a lot.
Why do you need 7 games to decide who's the best?
Yeah, I've never understood that. Like, you could easily just do 5.
Yeah.
If anything.
But that's it. And then...
But I don't think they'll ever change 7. But they could easily just reduce the amount of games they're playing in the season.
Yeah, I think they should as well. But then, like, should they change the drug laws with sports?
This is a whole...
Dude, you're asking these dudes to play... Tatum probably played like 100 games in the last calendar year.
That's crazy. It's a lot.
Olympics, NBA going all the way to the finals, like... And he's rupturing his Achilles, which it might be a random one-offy type thing, but it's like, you want these players to be healthy, you're going to give them the best opportunity to be healthy.
But then you got the fans who just want to watch basketball, and that plays such a demand.
Exactly, so that's what I'm saying. Do you loosen up the drug laws? Do you allow peptides? Do you allow stem cells? Do you allow all this stuff for players that are athletes that are literally like thrashing their bodies and need that extra recovery?
Well, yeah, it's either that or reduce the amount of games, pretty much. Isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's so many ways you could look at it.
That's that, really. The only other thing I wanted to talk about in basketball was a conspiracy theory. So, the Lakers-Luka trade.
Yeah.
When you're aware of it, obviously.
Yeah.
When they just traded Luka away for like, I don't know. They went to the finals last year. They traded him away.
The best player in the league, pretty much.
Yeah, because of work ethic and just being irresponsible in terms of training and being ill-prepared. The NBA lottery draft just happens, you know, when they do the lottery. And the Mavs had 1.8% chance of winning top pick. And they've just won the top pick.
Yeah, okay. So you think that was the theory?
Well, the theory is the NBA was in a little bit of a ratings issue. So the ratings were really...
What do you mean the lottery pick?
So in the NBA is not like the AFL. So in the NBA, you know the Powerball?
Yeah.
It's literally like that where...
So not the worst team gets the first pick?
The 3 worst teams didn't get a top 3 pick.
Gee, that's tough.
And
but
the Mavs,
does the percentage go higher to win it?
Yeah. So for example, if you come last, your percentage to win it's probably like 60, 70%. If you come first, you're not even a chance.
Yeah.
But the Mavs, I think they just missed out on playoffs. And they've just gotten the pick 1, which is like a really highly touted pick. Like this dude's got a lot of potential. The dude who's going to win it?
Yeah, okay.
And the whole theory is that the Lakers are like the juggernaut of the NBA. When the Lakers are going well, the NBA is going well. And so just magically, the Mavs traded Luka to the Lakers and then somehow with a 1.8% chance of getting the top pick for this player.
You think the NBA made the Mavs get rid of Luka to the Lakers, but the agreement was that they would get the number 1 pick?
That's the theory.
Oh, it could be true.
That's the theory. But people were speculating stuff. People were speculating like the NBA's rigged and stuff like that for this trade for ages. And then this happened and now everyone's like...
It's definitely true.
Yeah. Literally, it's pretty blatantly obvious. But it might not be true, but if it was...
The stars do align for it.
Yeah, literally, man.
Jump.
That's it. How's your body?
Good. It's pretty sore. Today's not too bad. Hammies, man, was so sore because obviously we sprinted Sunday Monday I did my normal run, and then I did lower body that same day. So
Oh yeah.
it was a lot of volume on the leggies.
What'd you do for legs, for hamstrings on the leg day?
RDLs.
Yeah.
So they were pretty tender, but not in a bad way. I got basketball tonight, so I'm feeling okay, good.
Oh yeah.
Feel good.
But besides that, it's all good.
Yeah.
Good man, that's good. Must be proud of that.
And we haven't lost in basketball yet, so
On the Wednesday night team.
yeah. We got a big game
tonight's-
tonight though.
Tonight you're missing players.
Missing
by the way.
three star players. So
Yeah.
we'll report back next week on if we're still undefeated.
Are you playing a good team?
Don't know.
Yeah. Well, good
We're
luck
top of the
with that.
tables though.
Yeah. It's a nice spot to sit, eh?
Yeah. How about you? How's your hammy? It's been about the talk of the pod
yeah, it's been...
first 3 weeks.
Mate, it's been the talk of Western Australia for the
Yeah.
last 6 weeks. Nah, it feels all right. I mean, everything's going well. Like, the runs and stuff are fine. Getting a little bit... The thing is, because I've never done a hammy before, like, you feel a little sensation, but it's like, oh, is that just tightness in the injured area and that
playing in your
scar
mind.
tissue? But, yeah, it definitely plays in your mind.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it feels all right. Back this week.
Good.
Yeah.
Confident. That's a firm answer that you're back.
Yeah,
That's good, that's
I got to
good,
get
though.
through training tonight, but it should be fine. I should be.
Because the
back.
last few weeks you've been like umming and ahhing, like, do I come back this week? But
Yeah, but this
Firm.
was the week I had in my head, so I'm still technically meant to wait one more week, I think. But it feels good.
and you're playing with Prime.
Playing with the prime train. Yep, that should be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I heard a lot of
You get
different things about him.
you
So
get a
it'd
few
be-
people watching.
Yeah, it'd be good to meet him in person and see what he's actually like in person, and see how good he is at footy. Because I'm pretty sure he was legit at footy, maybe like a few years ago when he took it seriously. Because
Yeah.
people were like, "Oh, he's like a fucking YouTuber or whatever." But like, no, he played
He just
VFL,
doesn't
played Waffle, Colts, I think, played.
Well, if you look at his Instagram, like he's got a lot of games where he's getting all these stats. So
Yeah, well, dude,
I know
there was a
I don't know
game where
what
they
the
said he
league
had
he's
like
playing.
80 touches or
I
something.
don't know the league he's really playing in, but
Yeah.
if he does it week in week out, like you can't really deny that.
Anyway, that's it. So it'll be all right to meet him and see what he's actually like in person. Be nice to give him a big size up and just see what he looks like in comparison to.
Do you reckon he knows what SJ's is?
Oh, he definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I think he would.
I reckon him and his PR team are literally like having a meeting right now, saying, "Let's not let these guys get ahead of us."
Yeah.
But testing day,
Yeah.
June the 28th. The
It's
second
locked
one.
in 2.0 at Revo Rockingham. We're pretty excited. A few people have actually been asking about when the second one's coming up, and for a while we kind of had a ballpark on when it would be, but we've got a date locked in.
Yeah, 28th. Well, you told me. I didn't even know we had this date. You just told me. And I was like,
Saturday 28th of June. Come in and rip some weights, eh?
I know there's a couple lads, namely Aaron Titan, one that's looking to improve on his stuff. He's currently on a little 1 week training camp in Bali, Legion,
Yeah.
so he'd definitely.
It's going to really help his training out.
Yeah, he'll definitely be putting a bit of money over the bar at the moment, just preparing himself. But are we doing the same lifts?
So I think so. Same way.
Same lifts, and maybe introduce.
I think we could change a few things, like people want to do trap bar because we just did conventional deadlift.
Yeah,
So if people want to do trap bar, they can.
yeah.
And then I really think with the bench, we get a lift out.
Us?
Everyone. Oh yeah, like we.
Oh, you mean get a literal lift out?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need it if you're lifting heavy weight.
I think because that'll help heaps.
With my training though, when I lift the bar out and it feels good, like I feel good when I bench.
Yeah. Well,
But when
I
you're
guess
using-
we could just use it. Give it to people the option.
When you're using your 1 rep max, like obviously you can't lift it out yourself. But that really helps me, like
gets you in the zone.
creating that tension and just being nice and stable when I lift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does help, but I think it can also help people lift heavier. So.
And yeah, I'm happy for people to do a trap bar or a deadlift, but deadlift and trap bar are two very different things.
I think we just got to be firm. Like they can't just swap out.
No, fuck, do whatever you want, man. But I'm just telling you, if you rip that bar off the ground with a straight barbell, it's way
Different, yeah.
more sigma than doing a trap bar. Nothing against the
Agree.
trap bar. I love the trap bar. But yeah,
It's locked in.
we have a sign up thing or
Yeah, we'll get a link out in these show notes, and yeah, coming down.
Yep. So overrated, underrated.
Okay, so this is a new section. It's every week I'm going to ask you 3 topics. One will be an exercise, one will be a sport, and then one just completely random.
Yeah.
And you just got to give me, obviously, if it's overrated or underrated, and just say why. But I don't want a long ass answer.
Oh, so it's got to be short and sharp, rapid fire. Yeah.
Like a couple sentences, but like.
How many characters are you looking for in the answer? 50, 60?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Alright. So first one will be exercise. Push-ups. Overrated.
Underrated. Really underrated, man.
I agree.
Is that rapid fire enough?
Yeah.
You want a little bit more context?
No, that's fine. Okay, for the sport, golf.
Oh, fucking overrated. Oh, the skill is quite challenging. It's underrated in terms of the skill, but the actual sport, it's overrated. It's literally just... The reason people like golf is because they usually tend to not like their home. And so they try to evade it as much as possible.
About 8 hours on a Saturday.
An easy way to do it is by going walking and hitting a golf ball.
See, I don't mind it with, like, because you go out there, play golf, especially if you're walking, because a lot of the time it's like in nature.
That's definitely good. Yeah.
I just find it quite relaxing, even though it can be quite angry, because when you start to get good at it, you want to stay good.
Yeah. Apparently it's really like addictive. Like really getting good at the process, because it's such a process-driven thing. You need to be so mindful as well, because you've just got the one task of hitting that ball at a specific spot.
Would you join in on a SJ's golf day?
Nah, probably not. Probably just give it a
Just
miss.
watch that one from stairs?
Yeah.
Would probably not even watch it?
I remember my ex's dad, man, got this like $2,000 golf club, and I was like, oh fuck, that's sick. That's sick. It's cool. Like, you reckon you'll play better with it? And he was just like, I don't even give a shit about the fucking play. I just love getting out with the boys.
Yeah, see, that's
Getting out of the house.
That's what people love golf. And then, okay, the final one, ice baths.
Depends. That's a real context dependent one, but I'm going to say overrated, generally speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That's all I wanted.
I think with ice baths, I just want to clarify that I don't hate ice baths. I don't ever do them really, but they can be a good mechanism for recovery if used appropriately, you know? You going out and fucking having 45 beers on a Saturday night, getting 2 hours of sleep, but then going to like a recovery centre and having an ice bath for 5 minutes, it's actually not doing anything for you. If anything, it's just adding on even more external stress onto your already stressed kind of body. Whereas a great way to use an ice bath is for like mindfulness. That's an awesome way to do it. Another great way to do it is if you're in like a hard season, right? So I'll paint like a kind of scenario. Imagine that you've just done like a big pre-season. If I had a footy team and they were doing a big pre-season, I honestly would personally limit the amount of ice bath they get, depending on the situation and depending on the person.
Yeah.
I would start to utilise ice baths in the season. So you get through the entire pre-season without needing these external modalities to help your recovery. So you're just recovering naturally. Your body's adapting really well.
Yeah.
Then in the season, when you have to perform and you're really fucked from playing,
that's when
let's have an ice bath.
Yeah.
So then you haven't smashed it the entire pre-season, and then it's just like a dull, numb nothingness when you're actually in season.
Yeah.
It'll actually have a good effect on you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's good.
That's my personal thoughts on it. That's not rapid fire, but
that's okay. You needed to explain that, so. Oh, that's all I wanted to ask, and that's every week, and it's always going to be different exercise, different sport.
I don't get to do it to you.
You can if you want, but
okay.
And I also want to get an intro for this section.
Yeah, we need an intro for that, and we need probably some music for that.
I want a music. So if anyone is good with music,
Misha, our music production guy is actually 7-8 months in an around the world trip at the moment. So whenever he gets back,
so
Misha,
there's a bit of a TBC of when we'll get that song.
Yeah, Misha, whenever you're back from Portugal, mate, just swing us a message. But yeah, speaking of liquid, the best drink, what is it?
Coffee.
Really? Straight up?
It's probably the one thing, like, other than water, what I consume most.
Yeah.
From a liquid standpoint.
But if you can just take away the kind of, you know, you're heavily addicted to caffeine, you literally can't live without it because you die, still the best in terms of taste?
I love the taste of coffee.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, I just really appreciate the taste of coffee. It's probably the one drink where I'm like, if I'm at home, I'll make a coffee and I don't really want to do anything else. I'll go sit in the sun and have a coffee.
Yeah.
It's obviously the process to it. You're just sitting there in the sun. But I don't know, I don't really grab a glass of cordial or a water and go sit in the sun and really enjoy it.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, I enjoy beer too, but
yeah, beer.
I nowhere near as beers as much as coffee.
Yeah, I know, but then also you don't have like 5 coffees a day. You know?
But I still get enjoyment from having 1 to 2 a day.
Exactly, but if it was so good, would you not be having like 10?
But then you just wouldn't, I don't know, I wouldn't appreciate it as much.
Yeah, see...
What's your favourite drink?
It's hard to go past Kirk's Cola beer. I reckon that's a fantastic beverage.
Overrated.
No way! When's the last time you had one?
When's the last time you had one?
Ages ago, but it's because I don't...
How is that good then?
I don't drink sugary drinks. I try not to.
They'll surely have a no sugar alternative?
No, not Cola beer, nah.
What about a Matzo's ginger beer?
Yeah, now we've talked about the best drink, right? What's the literal best drink in terms of like a moment, you know? What's the one time where you're drinking something and you're like, oh, this is so good. Where is it? What drink is it? For me personally, like an airport beer and a shower beer are really good. They tickle my fancy. Like having a beer in the airport, it's expensive, but you're like, I'm off, man. I'm about to jet off on a holiday.
Airport beer is really good, apart from the mortgage. Price. You got to pay for it.
Yeah.
Or I don't mind a sunset beer.
Sunset beers are wicked. On the back of the ute.
Yeah, in Esperance, we had a few of them.
Yeah.
So that's probably sunset beer or a morning coffee in the sun.
Yeah, I love that. Also, a mountain beer when you climb. Yeah. When I climb to like the very top of a mountain, because a lot of mountains have huts and stuff there. You just do a full 12, 14 hour day of hiking. You get up to the top, and you just. Yeah, give me that beer for €6 and you're just drinking it like you're looking down at where you've just walked up.
Especially if you do something like that in another country and you don't know if there's going to be a place where you can... You mean when you can buy a beer at the top?
Some mountains, yeah.
Yeah, well you don't know if it's like the unknown, like...
Oh yeah, and then you
sit it.
Yeah.
It's always 10 times better.
So they're good.
Pepsi Max is pretty good too.
Yeah, Pepsi Max is... Yeah, it's good. Better than Coke Zero for sure.
Way better, yeah.
Unless they want to sponsor us.
But you do love a shower beer. I'm not...
You're not partial to a shower beer?
Yeah, I'm not the biggest shower beer person.
Usually if I'm having a shower beer, it means I'm going to go do something. Yeah. I'm not just getting home from work on a Wednesday night and cracking open a beer in the shower. So I think it's a mixture between like you're freshening yourself up, you're about to do something fun, and you're having an adult beverage with it, which is feels pretty good.
Okay, so we need to summarise this up. You can only have one drink. Not
for the rest of your life.
No. You can only have one best drink. What is it? You can only give me one answer.
Beer. Nah, water. Honestly, water's the best.
Eliminate water. Obviously, water's good.
I don't know, coffee?
Yeah, I think mine too has to be coffee.
Yeah, okay. That's fair enough. This pod is powered by SJ's Community, where lifting, laughing and living better all collide. Check out our 7-day free trial via the show notes or in our Instagram. Do athletes get paid too much? Yes. Yeah. I reckon obviously yes.
Especially in like Europe and America with football, soccer, whatever you want to call it, and basketball. Like, it's just crazy how much money they're getting.
Mate, it's literally...
I know they play a lot, but still.
You got to get good... Like, these athletes are the best in the world because of the effort they've put in, because of
100%.
Their skill set. So they deserve to get paid a lot, because that's the whole reason they're that good, is because they've been worked so hard.
Yeah, And there's so much money involved. It's like
But-
they want their fair share, but
Yeah, but like 30 million euros a year, you know, that's a lot. Like, they don't need it.
so some even get more than that.
Yeah, literally.
Like how much is Messi on? Crazy amount.
Well, Messi's not on as much as Ronaldo, but
Ronaldo's on a lot.
But
with all
Messi's
these-
got 10% ownership of, like, the club he plays for, Inter Milan. He's part owner of that. He also earns like 10% of MLS jersey sales and like 10% of what they earn from telecasting.
This is crazy.
That's
like,
way more than
you don't
Ronaldo.
need that much money.
Exactly, which is why I firmly stand on they get paid way too much. I think AFL was a good amount of pay.
Yeah,
for
AFL's
athletes.
reasonable.
Yeah. Like, maybe even just a little bit more than AFL, I reckon, is well deserved for everyone.
Yeah. It's definitely comfortable to live off.
Yeah, like
You can set yourself up.
because you got to factor, like, yeah, they're all living their dreams, right? Playing sports, that'd be the best job in the world. Like, people pay to play sports.
They do cop a lot every week. Like, week in, week out, the pressure they're on.
Yeah,
So I think AFL is a good...
but at the same time, something people don't consider is, like, you don't go to work and potentially, like, break your leg every day. No one does that.
No.
Whereas, like, if you play a sport,
Especially AFL.
injuries are through the roof. Like,
And there is that risk factor because they're not playing it forever.
yeah, exactly.
They got what? Like, what's the average?
Average AFL is like 2 years.
Yeah, not AFL, but like, I guess it's approach. They're probably only getting paid for, I don't know, average 7 years, do you reckon? But that's including everything, like from lower level footy.
Yeah. So that's the thing you got to consider. It's the best job in the world, but it also comes with like a lot of risks, a lot of pressure and stuff like that.
And AFL do it well where they reward their players, like they can get free uni, but they got to complete the degree first.
Oh, and then the AFL pays for it.
Then they pay for it.
Yeah, but they have to because if you're playing La Liga, you don't go to uni because you earn $20 million.
Yeah,
So,
true.
like, why would they pay $10,000 for your university if you're getting paid that much?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think it'd be a happy medium between like a lower end NBA salary and AFL salaries. Like, that would be a good amount of money for athletes to be paid.
Yeah, I agree. There's so much money in sports.
Dude,
So
like Yamal right now is probably going to sign on with Barca again, but he's going to be offered the most money ever from Man City, ever. It's like 250 million euros or something.
surely he doesn't go to City.
No, he won't. He's like a real Catalan.
He's Spanish.
Yeah, like through and through. And he hell loves Barca by the looks of things. Fuck, he's
Man,
insane.
I love Yamal.
Mate, all I do...
Him in the Euros was so cool.
All I do in my spare time is watch his highlights, pretty much. He's insane.
You love going on a Yamal, do him.
Oh, he's 17, which is crazy. Like, really, it's
He's got so much aura for his age.
so much. Mate, I don't remember what I was doing when I was 17, but it wasn't...
Finishing up at school.
Yeah,
Playing kick in the backyard.
literally. And he's like dominating pro defenders.
They'll probably win the World Cup.
Yeah. Well, who else will win it?
Oh, I don't really know enough about football, but hopefully not England.
Well, yeah, but what about your missus?
Yeah, no. Nah, I do get around England when they're playing football. But at the same time, like, if they get kicked out, I don't know. You don't mind it when they get kicked out?
Yeah, but yeah.
Slovenia.
Yeah. Of course I don't want England to win. Here's a pretty important question, or philosophy for probably a better term. Staff room etiquette. What's right and what's wrong? What's acceptable? Do you reckon, generally speaking?
Clean up after yourself. Real basic one.
Yeah, obviously you don't follow that already.
Keep your stuff, like, neat.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you leave. We're talking about our office here at Revo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, like, if you go to a client, or go train a client, that when in that time that you leave, you don't just leave your laptop out your book.
You know,
Which we
lid
tend-
full of food juice, and then
Who
100,
brought the
200
ants? Admit it. Who
100,
brought
200 ants climb on it while you got to climb. So
who
wait,
brought the ants?
let me get this straight.
Who
That's your
brought the ants into River Rockingham?
That's your philosophy, right?
Yeah.
But yesterday you left a plate full of food juice on the bench where there's ants, and there was about 400 ants there, and I had to clean it up.
Yeah, I do agree. That was my bad. I'm sorry. It was because my burrito I was eating, that was toasting up, decided to explode. And then I had to spend about 10 minutes cleaning the place up.
Was that the most unfortunate thing that happened to you yesterday?
One of them, yeah. And
What do you mean? What else happened?
This dog we're looking after is a bit chaotic.
Yeah.
The burrito exploded, had to go clean it up for about 10 minutes. Had to quickly eat it, and then I had to go train a client. So yes, I did have to leave part of my mess, which was just a lid, out. And unfortunately, in that time frame of me coming back, there was a lot of ants.
No, there weren't. There weren't when you came back, because it was like went and cleaned it.
No, I think I went to get paper towel. Within like 10 minutes, man, those ants are there.
Yeah.
From me eating my burrito and cleaning up everything, the ants came.
Yeah.
They come out of nowhere.
They're crazy, eh?
They all started from one thing, and you left something in the staff room for so long, I forgot what it was.
Do you know what it was? And
It was those crackers.
yeah, I didn't know that crackers had like sweet sugar or whatever in them.
The crackers that started it.
Yeah.
So,
These ants come in twos, man. They come in
ever
twos,
since
threes,
that,
and fours.
ever since that, we can't get rid of them.
Yeah. I really hate. I don't hate ants, but
No, they're pretty annoying.
They're
They're
not-
useful,
they're
obviously, for the what do you call it? Circle of life.
what are they useful for?
Don't other animals or whatever you call it eat it?
You're gonna throw around these leisurely statements but not be able to back it up?
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean,
Well,
they're probably
something-
part of the ecosystem, but
Yeah, something will eat it, and then they obviously play a role in what they do.
yeah, just biting people.
Yeah.
Crawling all
Eating
over
all
your
your food that you eat. What's your staff room etiquette?
Mine would be the same kind of philosophy. But I reckon we're not following our own philosophies that well of recent times.
Yeah, it's something that we probably do need to get better at.
Yeah. That's a cup in my life that's probably a little bit empty at the moment that I need to fill
Just
up.
because you
is
don't really
the etiquette.
why though? Just because you're not paying enough attention to it, or
Probably just leaving like my like I'll just go to a shift and I'll just leave my laptop and like everything just out on the table.
yeah,
Also, we've left that box in there for about 2 months now.
yeah. But we were just seeing how long that will last.
Yeah, so basically we got this whiteboard and there's like a giant box and we had it on the wall in the staff room. Sam was like, oh, should we take this out now? And I was like, nah, fuck it. Let's just see, as a joke, like how long we can leave it in here without anyone saying anything. It's been probably about 2 months.
And no one has said anything.
It's like 3 of you. That's the size of it.
And it's just there. Nothing's been done.
Like, no one cares.
So like, we should take it away, but it's like,
Now it's part of the scenery. You know?
yeah, I think if you walk in there, you see the box, it's like,
Yeah.
this is normal. You don't want it to go.
Yeah. I don't know. That's my...
But I think we could obviously get better at, I'm trying to being better at, say if we're doing laptop work, whatever, in between clients, packing up 3 minutes before a next client, rather than just hitting 10 o'clock and then we're going to run out to our next sesh.
Yeah.
So just giving it a bit more care and respect
The staff
to the
room.
other fellow staff members.
The staff room's just like anything. It's a socio-economical area that relies heavily on all the people that use it. It's just like a library, a country, a cruise ship.
You got to respect it.
You got to respect it. You got to give it the respect it deserves. Otherwise, it can turn out into I don't know.
Yeah, we do. I think we could just be a bit better in that.
Yeah.
In that case.
But so, do you hate ants?
I hate ants, yeah.
With a passion.
I respect them, but I hate them.
True.
They're pretty cool how they operate. Like, if you kill one, and then they all come, then they like take it away.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool.
It's like humans.
Yeah, they respect each other.
Yeah.
They look after each other. But they're really annoying. I just hate how like you can leave something out for like 5 minutes
And they're there, man.
and they disappear from nowhere. Like, where do they?
they just want it more. They want it more than everyone else.
Yeah, they do.
They're hard at it.
It's actually like it's good people to look up to. Not people, but
it's good for, I think, a lot of footy.
It's good role models.
I think a lot of footy teams can take note of what ants do well. You know, they're first to what they want. They're first to the ball. They're not trailing or anything. They want it more than everybody else. That's why they're there. So
Fremantle Football Club can look a bit of that.
Yeah, we can. You know, we're not 0-9, but we're not good. So, yeah.
At least when we're bad, we're bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard that a lot. When we're bad, but
the last 7 years.
Yeah. So you hate ants. What's your most hated animal?
Oh, that's pretty tough.
Mine's mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Mosquitoes.
I hate mosquitoes.
Yeah.
They're just annoying.
They're so annoying, and I honestly struggle to find their place in the ecosystem, because I understand like flies pollinate things. Flies are annoying as, but they pollinate stuff. I don't know what mosquitoes do.
Eat you?
They literally sting you and put people's blood in you, and then sometimes give you AIDS.
They're
or
cool,
malaria,
man.
or any of these weird diseases.
What's the other? What's that one that common one?
Dengue fever.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Do you know how you get rid of that?
No.
You hold on to electric fence.
No.
Swear to God.
Really?
Yep. If you ever get dengue fever, just grab an electric fence, and if you get like 2 or 3 pulses, it relieves the symptoms. Quite.
You having me on here?
Huh?
You having me on?
No, serious, because I've been had on as well. Probably similar to when people told me it takes longer to fly from Melbourne to Perth than Perth to Melbourne.
Yeah, I knew that one. Because of crosswinds.
What does... That sounds so dumb, but...
Yeah, mosquitoes are up there as a pest.
Yeah, mosquitoes are up there. I really don't like mosquitoes. I really don't like March flies. March flies
are, especially because they're the two ones when you go camping that you really notice.
Yeah.
And they're just such a pain.
Yeah, besides that, probably crocodiles I'm not a huge fan of.
Never really been dealt with crocodiles, but yeah.
I like freshwater crocodiles. Saltwater I don't like.
Crocodiles are pretty cool though because they're like a dinosaur.
Yeah, literally. They're fucking horrific, man.
They're so scary.
They're just a dinosaur that didn't die back in when or whatever happened.
So at least I have respect for a crocodile. I don't have respect for mosquitoes.
I honestly don't
flies.
I don't have respect for crocodiles because they're just bad.
Yeah, but they kill sharks. Which is pretty cool.
What's the respect about that though? You mean the respect like the ferocity that they have?
This is the aura they have.
You and the word aura.
I've said it a lot.
Give me your definition of aura. Because I've heard you throw around the word.
Have you watched Harley Reid play Melbourne in last season?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, that's definitely aura. But what is it?
I don't know.
Well, why are you going around saying crocodiles have aura?
If a shark sees a croc, they'll be like, they'll see it and they'll be like, oh, gee.
Do sharks have aura?
Not against a croc.
But what about just generally speaking?
Yeah, they do. Oh, no, I don't think they do, because orchids and crocs have a lot more aura than a shark.
I know, but then, so wait, you're saying that they've got a lot more aura, but then does that take away the aura in general of that?
Yeah, I don't think sharks have aura.
Yeah. Harley Reid Melbourne's a good example of aura.
Yeah. Like, you couldn't stop him.
Yeah.
You could not stop him.
That's what it was like watching that fight for about 5 years.
Yeah.
Just that every week.
He does not get the recognition he deserves, though.
Yeah. Harley...
He does.
He gets too much recognition at the moment. He needs to play a little bit better. I know he's young, but like...
Second-year player.
Yeah, but his first year...
Playing for a real bad club right now.
He chopped up his first year.
Yeah, but I think that's just, like, I don't know. When you go into something for your first year, you don't have that pressure. You don't have the outside noise.
No pressure. Just top.
And then second year's got a lot more expectation.
Yeah.
People know how to, like, get to him.
Yeah.
And he's still only 20.
Yeah, he is only 20s. So what, he's only 7 years more than his average disposals this year, including taking kickouts regularly, so... Yeah.
He played pretty good on the weekend.
If I was you, I would want to keep him, but at the same time, you got to consider, like, what you can get from him right now.
Yeah, nah. I want to keep him.
But, I mean, Dacos' second year.
Yeah, but he was playing for a much better team. It's like when Tim Kelly was playing for Geelong.
Yeah, but you reckon if Dacos played for West Coast team now in his second year that he wouldn't be chopping up?
He probably would be, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he wouldn't be as good as he is at Collingwood.
Or old mate from Brisbane, Ashcroft.
Harley Reid, he's getting so much. Yes, he's not playing as good as he was, but not every player plays good year in year out, like the top level.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably. I like him, but yeah, probably not playing up to scratch at the moment.
No, it's not. But
yeah.
He's still pretty good for his age.
Oh yeah, it's probably. How old is he? 19.
20.
He's probably like the 5th best 20-year-old in the league. 6th maybe.
We'll wait and see.
Potential? No, I reckon he's better than them, but right now,
Yeah.
I reckon there's at least half a dozen 20-year-olds playing better.
Yeah, well, you look at it's purely just because he's number one pick. He had so much like hype before his draft, and obviously when a player's hype, there's going to be so many eyes on him, and then when he comes under scrutiny and he obviously does stuff where he gives a finger to people, he's going to get so much attention.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like look at Jason Horn-Francis. He was number one pick.
He's a gun.
Yeah, but he still wasn't played. Probably lived up. He's really good.
I'm pretty sure he's literally averaging like 20 and 2 right now.
Not every week.
Yeah, maybe not. He's playing pretty good.
No, he's playing really good.
Yeah.
But he's in his 3rd year now. He wasn't playing like that.
3rd or 4th? 3rd. Yeah, maybe 3rd.
Like he wasn't playing like that last year.
I'd like to see. I can't remember his stats, but I'd like to see. He's played pretty good.
No, I'm not saying he's played bad. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, what's bad? Like 11 touches a game?
What, when Harley Reid last week against Melbourne, when he was hard tagged?
No, I'm saying, what's bad for you? What's an objective bad game?
Oh, yeah, probably.
A quick word from our sponsors, us, SJs. We train, talk shit, and help you move better. You can do the same by checking out our 7-day free trial in the show notes.
Craziest realisations you've ever come to in your life?
I don't think it's that crazy, but just how much time like you have.
Alright, that's a lot different to what I was going to say.
What was yours?
I was going to say, when you realise that you can, instead of taking your, when you pee and you put your shorts down like that, realising that you can just pull it through your shorts and just pee with your shorts.
You always do that.
Staying around your waistband.
Okay, well,
that's completely different.
So different. Okay, then if you want to go down that topic, if you
no, I don't want to go down that.
If you want to go down that rabbit hole,
let's stay with yours.
We'll come back to mine. How come then? This is a bit foul, but how come with
bum gun,
the wiping, like if you get something on your leg, dog shit, you wouldn't just wipe it with a tissue. You probably get soap.
Yeah, you probably soap it off. And
soap it up.
Yeah.
Then how come when you wipe, it's fine just to wipe with paper?
Because I've never thought about it right before, but this is my first instinctual thought. You don't get dog shit on your leg 2 to 4 times a day.
Yeah, I understand that. But
that's why. If you only shat like once every 4 months, like you did when dog shit got on your leg, you probably would be a bit more sanitary with it. Because you go to the bathroom for number 2 quite regularly for poo-poos. Like it's such a regular thing that it's just, you got to be efficient with your time.
Yeah, I get that, but still, like you got to ponder that. Do you ponder that?
Nah.
I read that somewhere the other day. I was like, yeah, that is true.
It's true. It's true because it's actually, when you think about it, it's quite.
Because like a lot of the Western world, like when they travel Asia or Europe or wherever, and there's bum guns, they're like, what is this about?
I don't use them. I think it just feels.
But then
weird
you process that thought, and you're like, I love a bum gun. Don't get me wrong. I have one at home. I love them.
Yeah, but that's due to efficiency.
And it's cleaner.
Yeah, but I don't know. I reckon it's mostly because of efficiency.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas because that's why everyone's wiping their butt, because of efficiency.
Yeah. That's just a realisation I came to. When we're going down your way, but going back to my way, I think You just got so much time in your life.
Yeah, you know what? You got so much time, but you don't at the same time.
You don't have so much time, but you do. Like, when I was thinking about going to PT, like starting PT, I was like, how am I going to do it earning $100 a week at the start? But then, I don't know, if it doesn't work out for 2 years, just go back to what I was doing.
Yeah, go back to corporate. No, it's true, yeah. I really... Time's a weird one for me because we have so much time, yeah, and I take that approach with everything. I'm like, you know what? Do what you have to do. Let it ride out and let time do its thing, and eventually you'll have time on your side. But at the same time, the older I'm getting now, the more I'm thinking, okay, time is actually the factors I have, like say I've got my goals and my ambitions and what I want, I'm combating against time. Time's not necessarily working with me now.
You do have to be conscious of it.
Definitely.
100%. But I think there's a lot of pressure from people where they're like, I don't know, they just got to do things so quick.
Yeah. I think so too, but...
100% you got to be conscious, and I agree with what you said there, but yeah, I just think...
Especially here in Australia, maybe in the rest of the world, but especially in Australia, like, I think when you're 15, you have to have a meeting about what you want to do, like, for your profession when you grow up. Which is so young, man. When you're 15 years old, like...
I had no clue what I wanted to do at 15.
Play Crash Bandicoot all day, I don't know, and FIFA.
Yeah.
But, so I definitely don't advocate for that, but I do strongly advocate for getting stuff done early.
Yeah.
Because it opens up so many avenues and potential.
It's a fine line.
Yeah.
Like, with time.
Well, think about the last year. What are we in? May? We're already in May. It's been 5 months of 2025. Already.
Yeah.
What have we achieved? Like, it's gone so quick. I feel like the other day we were in Esperance in January.
We had our crisis meeting.
Yeah, you know? And it's already been almost half a year since then.
Yeah, it is.
So that's how quick time's moving. You do have time, but also at the same time it moves really quick. But I do understand specifically where you're coming from, where you said, like, you had the realisation of, like, oh, I've got time. Time's on my side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't take the piss with it, with time, but at the same time, you can try out things.
Exactly. But
whether it's to do with career, travel.
I mean, the older you get as well, though, like, especially getting further into business. For example, 2 years ago when you were, what, 24?
25.
25, you were travelling around Europe for 4 months.
Yeah.
How realistic would that be right now? With business, with the age you're at, with the demands on your age being...
It'd be pretty good, don't get me wrong, it'd be pretty fun.
Oh, it'd be unbelievable.
But yeah, it wouldn't be a smart thing to do.
Exactly, and that's where time comes in. But craziest realisations, I didn't even consider this question as, like... Deep as you did. I was just talking about peeing with my shorts still around my, so my waistband still around my waist. But
you're probably the only person that does that.
No way. I can't.
That I know. So.
I can't remember who I saw do it. I just remember seeing someone do it and just thinking, like, I just need to lift my shorts kind of up near my groin and I can pee wherever I want.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
But if we're talking about actual craziest realisations you ever come to, if I had to think about it quickly, I would think about probably that just nothing exists except the current moment right now, as cliche as it is.
Yeah.
So it's like it doesn't, nothing really matters except for right now, but then right now is the past and the future. So that's an important thing. That realisation is kind of weird. And the other realisation, which is probably the most crucial realisation that everyone should know, is very, very correlative with what I just said, is like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Whatever you're dealing with, it is what it is, regardless. There's nothing that's good or bad or anything. It's just literally what's going on, and there's nothing you can do about it in most circumstances.
Yeah, that is true.
That was like a very paradigm shifting thing for me, because I definitely went from, like, framing things as objectively bad and objectively good to like something that others would view as objectively bad happening now, I will just go like, oh, that's happened. Next thing.
How do you respond to it?
I'm not going to dwell on it and be like, oh, that was bad, and so that like I'm kind of the victim in this scenario and it didn't work out for like reasons unknown. It's like, nah, it just happened. It just happened and that's it. And it's like you're not in control of that. No one's in control of that, and you just got to like respond to it in whatever way you want.
It's definitely how you react to things. Plays a big role.
Yeah.
Another thing that a lot of the time as humans, you're always wanting something to happen, or you're always looking forward to that thing. Could be anything. For example, holidays. And then you get to the holidays.
And you don't.
And you're already thinking about the next thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can't wait for my next holidays. Like, you're always wishing for something, and then when you get to that point, you're already thinking about the future.
Yeah.
Everyone does it. We do it. But it's good to really think about the present.
Nah, true. That's why I really love hiking and mountain climbing, because you're just like surrounded by nature and just super high. Something about being super high in the sky that is just like fucking weird and very like good. You're very mindful at the time.
Very present.
Yeah, and so like for example, when I went on that 9-day hike, it was just like that is a moment where I actually did pretty much not do that, where I was just like, I'm here right now, this is what I'm doing, I'm just walking like
that's good.
12 hours a day. You're right, people are just so like goal orientated, and then when they achieve a goal, they're not even like, they don't take a moment to appreciate what they've done, and they're just like on to the next one. I know we're like me especially, but we are always like very pedantic about like continuous improvement and continually like achieving things. But we should really sit down and just think like, the fact that we do have our own businesses and one together is like quite a big accomplishment. If you told either of us that like 4 years ago, if someone said to you 4 years ago, you will be doing this, you would probably be like, that I would be so happy if that, I wouldn't need anything else.
Yeah, so true.
But now that we're here and we are doing that, we're both like, oh, we need more, we want more, we need to achieve more. Yeah.
That's so true.
So that's the thing. All about that mindfulness. I've been on the big mindfulness train at the moment.
Mindfulness is so important.
It's absolutely.
And everyone finds it in different ways.
Yeah.
Like some people like it through meditating or whatever. I struggle with that. But I find, like we said there, when you walk, especially if it's hard and you got to really focus on like, I don't know, where your foot is going.
Yeah.
It really makes you think. That's all you're thinking about. It's all you're processing.
Yep, it's literally that process-driven approach. It's like about the journey, not the kind of ending, if that makes sense. Yeah, people, I think instant gratification is the worst thing in the world. And like, look at all the things people have problems with nowadays. Young people, doom scrolling's like an absolute epidemic. Vaping's an absolute epidemic. All these things that are heavily revolved around instant gratification because it just feels like so good, but also numbing to get that instant gratification.
So that quick dopamine hit, eh?
Yep. When the real good shit is not instantly gratifying. It's about that journey and about like actually.
Well, how many people now can sit through a movie without going for a quick doom?
Yeah, literally. Man, I remember when I was a kid, like you go to the movies, it's pitch black, no one's touching their phone because you're watching the movie.
Now, yeah, you can always see people do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a bad problem with instant gratification, especially with like...
I think everyone does.
It doesn't matter what form it is, like doom scrolling, eating food, whatever. But the growth is literally just like meeting at that point where you can get that instant gratification and going like, nah, I'll skip that, I'll skip that. And then next thing you know, you're just like on a super yacht with like 600 strippers just in the middle of the Turkish sea.
Sour turkey.
Yeah. But no, that's definitely true. That's your craziest realisation was definitely better than my peen down your shorts.
Yeah, we had a bit of when you asked me that was a bit
of a discrepancy this week.
Just a little bit. But we both answered it in both contexts to it.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Chomp.
Let's talk a bit of facial hair and hair. What are your plans? I know you've been getting a couple of haircuts of late, and some good, some debatable.
I actually need to get a haircut.
Yeah, you got one like how long? Oh, a month ago maybe.
Nah, probably 8 weeks. I don't know. I don't really think about my haircut.
I thought you got it just before Melbourne. You got that big square head haircut.
It's a good cut.
Big SpongeBob square head haircut. That's what you asked for.
That was like 8 weeks ago, cuz. I was like, I only get a haircut like every 8 weeks.
Oh yeah, okay. It was a good haircut.
It was a good cut. It was really sharp.
Sharp.
It was one of them ones where you get a haircut and you're like, okay, I don't need a haircut for a while because it was that short.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not really too fussy. I was actually thinking today that I could change up the next haircut a bit, just a little bit. But in terms of facial hair, that's something that I struggle with. Can't really grow a beard or anything.
Dude, I reckon you should just grow.
I can't.
Just once.
But you can't expect much. Seriously,
I know. But that happened to me like 3-4 years ago. I couldn't grow facial hair really. And when COVID happened, I was like, I'm just going to... I don't know, I didn't think about it. And then next thing you know, like 2 months later, I was like, I've got a little bit of facial hair here. But I'm gonna run this back. And then I had legit like a pube beard.
Yeah, but see, you can grow one now though.
Now.
But if I grew one, it would be like, for example, someone in year 10 who thinks they're growing a beard, but everyone looks at it and says, gee, that's shit. See, if I grew one, I reckon and people would look at me like, gee, what is he? It looks so shit.
Yeah, but just do it, man. Just
like,
do it and see what happens.
I'll be talking to someone, like I'll be talking to a client, and then they'll see the bit of fluff on my chin, and they'll be like, what is this man doing?
I would, if I was you, I would legit just like, how often do you shave? Once a week?
Yeah, every 4, I don't know.
Every 4 weeks?
No, for 4 days, probably.
Yeah.
If you want, I can try and grow it out.
Just leave it for like 2 weeks and see what happens.
Okay, but that would be pretty tough.
Yeah.
I'll try.
That can be your form of like... That can be your form of discomfort.
Yeah, that'd be pretty tough, but...
Yeah. That's... Well, man, I remember when I first shaved my goatee, the reason why I first shaved it was because someone at work was like, I'll give you $100 if you wear a goatee for a week.
That's easy, $100.
Well, at the time, I was like, I almost didn't do it because I was like, it's fucking uncomfortable. Like, I look stupid with this fucking stupid goatee on my face.
Yeah, but if you walk away with $100...
Well, this is exactly what you're saying, that you didn't feel comfortable doing it. And then I did it, and I thought it looked dumb. And now
you do it.
Mate, now I do it just for the lols because it sits nicely on the face. It covers, I've got a real small chin, so it covers that up.
Yeah.
I've been told by couple girls have told me that they reckon it's very tricky to rock the goatee if you're like 27, 28 or younger. But they're saying it works well with me. My English friend Kestrel Manhattan, shouts out to him, said in his English accent that it sits very nicely on my face, which I appreciated that. So now, like I still shave it as a joke just for a little bit, but at the same time,
I think you rock it.
It's less and less joke.
Okay, I won't shave for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Or maybe a week.
2 weeks?
Okay. We'll see how much fluff I can get on the chin.
That's going to be so good.
Just tough.
But, oh well, why not try something new, man? Because I remember my old man had a goatee and I was just like, and all his mates did, and I was like, the day I get a fucking goatee is the day I'm like I'm not cool.
Yeah.
I'm not cool, I'm done.
And now you rock it every second week.
Yeah,
Sometimes you like purposely shave your beard into a goatee for a video. I swear.
No, I don't.
You do.
I don't.
Unless that was for a skit we did.
Yeah, it was for the one where it was for the Wolf of Wall Street one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I've realised now that nothing's not cool. It depends on the way you perceive it. Like,
it's gonna be confident, eh?
Yeah, if you're confident, you could wear a clown hat or one of those hats with a spinning thing on top that everyone used to wear in year 7. And if you're confident, then it's cool.
Well, that's just like how like NBA players or sporting people or actors, they'll rock something that if someone else wore it, they'll be mocked about.
Yeah.
But then if they wear it, it becomes a trend.
I think the exact same thing about, I think this about smoking weed, for example, right? If in Australia, especially here, if you smoke weed, you're a bit of like viewed as an outclass, bit of a degenerate, right? But ASAP Rocky is praised for smoking weed because he's filthy rich and he's a good rapper, right? So it's the way you perceive things, you know? It's so all about the perception of things. Like, people will be the first person to judge Johnny that lives down the road and just punches bugs. But, like, some influencer that does it will be cool for doing it.
Yeah, so true.
And it's all about that confidence, I reckon.
Very true. Confidence is key for everything.
Yeah, so what's your new haircut? What's your new haircut going to be?
I don't really know, to be honest. I might just stick to the normal. Every time I go in there, I always ask. Like, I always forget what I asked for.
Do you just go, oh, just give me the Lego man haircut?
Yeah. There's this one dude in the barbershop. He knows what I want. And I always hope I get him, but I've only ever had him once. Because he's always busy every time I go in. And I get him to speak to whoever barber I'm seeing on that day.
You ever heard of, could you book? Can you book him? Or you can't? Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know yet. I might like, I was rocking a mullet obviously for a while. I'm not getting the mullet back.
Get the mullet back.
No.
Get the mullet and some facial hair, man. You look like a legit redneck.
I'm not getting the mullet, but I don't know, like a bit of a tape around the ears.
Yeah.
I'll see. What about you? You're only gonna you're talk of the town. Yeah, you keep telling everyone you're getting a buzz cut, but you're not committing.
The world's my oyster, literally, with my hair, because I think it's time for a haircut. I don't want to get a haircut, I'll be honest, because I'm like a creature of, what would you call it? Comfort. A creature of comfort. Like, this has been my hair for 12 years.
I just know that if you do get a haircut, you'll like it.
I know, and then
you'll love the feeling.
So that's why I was thinking, like, fuck it, man, I'll just shave it and get the buzz cut. But because I've got the ratty, which also, when you're talking about yucking people's yum, chicks, first thing they'll say about a ratty is that it's disgusting. Unless you're super famous, then it's cool.
Yeah, it's true.
But for the normal, that's the thing. The normal person can't rock a ratty. Famous people make it look cool.
Just because they're confident.
I know, and that's why I don't want to get a ratty, because people literally, the first thing they say, that's why I don't want to get a buzz cut, because the first thing people say is,
the ratty will stick out.
Ratty's disgusting. And it's like...
So you can't get rid of the ratty?
I don't want to. And I might get a buzz cut, because then it's just like, you don't like it, I don't give a shit, it's my hair, and I'm just doing it for me.
Yeah, I think just do that. Rock it. It's what you want. Isn't that what matters?
I don't know what I want, man. I don't know what I want, that's the thing. I might get that. I might get like a kind of mullety type thing with a shorter fringe. I might just get the sides shaved, you know?
Like a buzz cut but the side shaved?
Nah, like long hair but the sides all shaved.
Kind of like the patch of Crips?
Nah, long, like this long. But just the sides, just the sides shaved, yeah.
So that it'll still be in the bun?
Yeah, just kind of like a top knotty bun, I don't know.
No, I think buzz cut.
Buzz cut? Yeah, but the beauty of that is that if I do that and I don't like it, I can just instantly buzz cut.
True.
But, I don't know.
You can always grow your hair out. So I think just do it, buzz cut it.
Should I? We'll do it for SJs one day.
Yeah.
Just shave the thing. But then, I don't know.
I'll grow the 2-week stubble and you can grow, in 2 weeks you can...
We'll see. If my life's going really swimmingly, I'll get a buzz cut.
Deal.
Yeah. What are you going to... How are you going to objectify it swimmingly? Travelling swimmingly.
Well, what's swimmingly?
If we get 5 members on SJs...
5 new members? Counting the one...
Nah.
No.
If we... Nah, 5's not enough. If this is actually realistic, if we get 10 new SJ's members...
By?
No, not by any...
Okay.
Not by...
Just
Maybe
10
2 months. 2 months. If we... No, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Do.
Nah, I'm too scared. I'm too scared.
Do it. And we can get an SJ's member to cut it.
If we get 15 SJ's No, how many? 15 SJ's members in 2 months.
You'll do it.
I'll get a buzz cut.
And can an SJ's member...
If we get 15 new SJ's members in the next 2 months, I will get a buzz cut.
And I'll nominate an SJ's member to cut it.
That's it. So, The ball's in your court, world. The ball is literally in your court. But that's where I'm at the moment with the hair.
I think cutting it would do you good.
We'll see if we get enough members.
Yeah. 15.
Speaking of really good, what do you reckon the best job or position to have in the world is? I think being the Pope would be a good gig.
I don't know if you would enjoy it.
Well, no, I'm not talking about specifically me enjoying them. I'm talking about like
Just the best gig.
just the best gig. Like,
I'd love to be a good sports person.
oh yeah, an athlete.
Like, imagine just travelling, getting ready for game day. Imagine a morning coffee on game day. How sick would that be?
Yeah, but then you're drinking your coffee and you're just thinking, geez, if I don't kick 3 today.
No, but you're good. You're good, so you're just confident.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think the Pope, just because like everything's for free, ever. You don't need any money. Everyone's just going to gift you and shower you gifts forever and whatever you want. You walk into HJ's, you're the Pope.
Good bacon deluxe for free.
Bacon deluxe for free. The only problem with being the Pope is people tend to try to kill them heaps.
Yes, that's not a good thing.
What about the President of America?
No, I wouldn't like that.
No?
Well, you just have a lot of expectation, a lot of pressure.
Oh, dude, Donald Trump's the President of America. Like, what's the expectation?
Yeah, I know, but
You know? He's...
But if you play sports, you have that much money, you can go to HJ's and get a large meal. Who cares? Because you're getting paid that much.
Did you hear that Petruccelli thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Respect that.
Yeah, you're right. A pro athlete would be really good. But
I think a pro athlete would be so good.
You got to weigh up the pros and the cons, like the pressure of it all, the potential of the injury. It doesn't last forever, you know. Once you're the Pope, you can't not be the Pope unless you die or you quit. And if you quit, then you're like no one quits; they die. So once you become the Pope, you're the Pope until you
die. Yeah,
Whereas,
right.
like, if you're an athlete
or a president or something,
or a president, like president's 4-year term, athlete probably, if you're a really good one, you might get 20 years. Pope's just, you're Pope, everything's free, you're sorted till you die.
yeah, so that would be good.
You're
But
literally like the spokesperson of God.
yeah, it would be awesome. But I don't know. For me, I wouldn't. I'd rather play sports.
Any other, I would love, I don't know if I would love to be an astronaut, but the idea of
Seeing space would be cool.
That's my dream, man. My dream.
Seeing space would be so cool.
My dream's to go out to space and just look at Earth. Like, if anybody asks me, you know, when people are like, what's an unrealistic dream, which I hate that term, mine's going to space.
Yeah.
And I reckon, we'll see how SJ's
Imagine-
goes. We'll see how SJ's goes.
Get an
but
SJ's rocket.
Maybe in 60 years, we might have enough money. Space tourism might be a common enough thing that potentially
Do a field trip.
might be able to just do it, yeah.
That'd be cool.
If Katy Perry can do it now, in 60 years we might be able to, maybe.
Maybe. Especially if we got those 15 members where you have to get ahead.
Yeah, mate, if we get them 15 members, I'm going to space next. Russia have a space tourism, group. Well, what do you call it? Where you become a member and you get to go to space once a year.
That's cool.
That's sick.
That's really cool.
I'm pretty sure it's like $10 million to be a part of it, but still.
Need a bit of cash for that, eh? What else? Garbo?
Oh, yeah.
Garbos would be good. Was my dream job when I was younger.
Sick job. Yeah, my old man was a Garbo, and the most famous quote of his, I always say it, there's only 2 types of people in this world, Garbos and wannabe Garbos. And the older I get,
Really good quote.
the more I'm like, okay, that's legit. When I was young, I was like, that's dumb. Nobody wants to be a Garbo. But now, every time I put the bins out, I just think like, fuck yeah, that's sick.
Yeah. It would be... I'd love to do it for a day.
Yeah.
Like getting the right alignment of where you get the bin in.
Yeah.
And then you do this smooth transition. And then you put it back down and then it falls back and lands with the lid.
Perfectly, yeah. If it would be one of those jobs that you only want to do one day though, hey.
One day, yeah.
You'd jump in the truck, you'd be like, this is sick. 8 hours later, you'd jump out and be like, that was good, but I never want to do it again.
You'd use a bit of hand sanitizer, eh?
Oh, dude, I would be so bad.
You'd smash that.
I would be so bad at that job.
But yeah, I don't know. I think for me, I just can't get past a professional sports.
Being Gina Reinhardt would be alright.
Yeah. fair bit of money.
Just being rich as shit and not doing anything.
Yeah, but I don't know. It doesn't really interest me that.
Being rich as?
I'd like to do something that I want to do, like playing sport.
Yeah, but if you're filthy rich, you can do whatever you want to do, really.
True.
But you need to have the skills to be an athlete. But yeah.
Pope.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Pope.
This episode is powered by SJs, training, community, and everything in between for only $1 a day. Check out our free 7-day free trial now.
The hate on science-based lifters, is it warranted? Is it not warranted?
There's a lot of hate on them right now, isn't there? It's like...
It started, I really noticed it when that dude fucking assaulted Jeff Nippert.
Yeah. It's...
He is like the science-based lifter on social media at the moment.
Yeah.
I got nothing against
No, I got
people
nothing against
that
it, but...
use science to, like... I have nothing against people that use science for their training and stuff like that. I have something against people who are like, yeah, that's not what the literature says, so no. And it's like,
Yeah,
dude,
just do it.
like, what are you talking about? You don't even do it. Like, you don't do this. All you're doing is basing off literature. There's got to be a good middle ground between science-based evidence and then actual, like, practical work.
People obviously get put off by science-based because, like you said, the technical aspect to it, I don't think it's warranted for the hate. But people are just like, just do the meat and potatoes.
Yeah, I reckon it's warranted when people like, yeah, I reckon some of it's warranted. No hate's warranted. No hate's warranted. But disagreements and people taking the piss.
I like disagreement because if there was no disagreement in the world wouldn't be where it is. But, do you reckon?
Yeah.
Because you kind of always need someone to go, not to go against.
Bit of yin and yang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it gets real technical and you got to set up the bench this way,
yeah,
to hit this joint or muscle, sorry, I think it can get a bit just too far fetched.
Yeah.
On the science side, just lift, but it still doesn't need to be hate.
Yeah.
Like if people want to go down that rabbit hole, just let them.
Yeah, I think, like you said, the meat and potatoes, the most optimal program you can do is what you will do.
Yeah.
That's it. It doesn't matter what specific joint angles you work on, like all that jazz. It's literally, if you're going to do this consistently and regularly, that's going to be way better than like
the best program. The
perfectly built science-based program that you're going to do 70% of the time.
Facts.
Straight up. So yeah. You can't turn a blind eye to literature because it's science.
It's good to look at.
But you can't turn a blind eye to practical training, you know?
What gets done, what people enjoy.
Because also it's all individual dependent as well. Everyone's different. Something might work for someone, something might not work for another person based on like multiple different factors, you know?
Yeah.
So that's something you also have to consider as well. Not everyone's the exact same.
No, everyone's different.
Yeah.
I was having a conversation with that. As someone the other day asked what we learnt in the PT course, and then compared to what you learnt as just being PT.
Yeah.
I said that how everyone's different. It's probably like, and how everyone responds to different things. The way you train someone is going to be different to the way you train the next person. And then, yeah, it's just, everyone's different. I don't know what I'm really going down right now, but what did you learn most from PT course?
From the PT course?
Compared to from when you started PT. Obviously the connection you have with your client.
Wait, what did I actually learn from my PT course?
Or the biggest realisation you had from doing the PT course or before you started PT to when you actually started PT. Nothing to do with the actual course.
That would probably be I already knew this beforehand, but it just reiterated it that like, it's got to be, the client's got to want to do what they have to do. I've got like clients that honestly, we're not doing the best training we could be, but it's because they don't want to do the best training and they just literally won't do it. So it's like, okay, you got to find a happy median of stuff that's going to be really productive and beneficial and that they're also going to do. You can't just go, this is literally the best thing we could do for you and your training or your sport or whatever, but you actually hate it and you don't want to do it.
It's like meeting the client where they're at
Yeah.
and what they want to do.
That's probably the biggest realisation, I guess. But
That was a bit off topic, but yeah, I don't know.
that's right.
They just came to the brain.
We need more scientific evidence on training, and we need more like scientific evidence that's a good representation. That's not like, it's not like misconstrued, or it's not like manufactured in a specific way, but depending on who is actually funding it. Because obviously a lot of companies fund studies for a little bit of, you know, like, oh yeah, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Yeah.
We need like good, genuine evidence that we can use, which is good. And the good thing about Instagram is that you've got all these people doing their own anecdotal evidence research, and then correlating that with actual evidence, and then they're coming up with some really good strategies and good training approaches.
Yeah.
Whereas so you don't actually just have to rely on the literature.
No.
You can look at the literature, you can look at other people performing it and getting their own anecdotal evidence from it, and then you can use that to create good training.
Yeah, so I think it's important to look at and take it on, but doesn't mean it's got to be that way.
Question time. Just remember, if you do have any questions, just DM us, post it on the YouTube or Spotify comments, whatever. We're happy to answer them. We love the questions. But we'll get started. Question 1. How many exercises should you have in a session or day of training?
All depends on...
Context dependent.
Yeah, context dependent on how many days a week you can train and what your goals are. But I don't know, I like around 6 to 8 for me.
6 to 8 exercises in a session?
Like 8 is heaps. I don't really like doing 8. But for me, 6 to 7 is heaps.
My philosophy is the less the better, almost.
Yeah.
I struggle though with that when I do programming for clients. I'll have like the main stuff, and then I'm like, oh, but what about this little thing here? Oh, and this little thing and this little thing. But then I'll always stick true to like, just do the least amount that you need to do, like, and focus on getting good at them. So I'm usually like a 4 to 6.
6 is my sweet spot.
Yeah.
But sometimes I have to dabble around the 8.
Yeah.
I don't like to.
Because then you just like, you like got 8 or 9 exercises and you're like, fuck, there's heaps of shit here to do.
But the 7th and 8th would be like a tricep and a bicep, 2 sets.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about
But
if
then
I'm doing 8.
is the intent there? Because I reckon the main part of this question is, so what do you have to think about when you're actually designing like a program or a session? You need the right stuff, you need intent the entire session, and you don't want to waste any time.
I think for me personally, if I'm going more than 6, a lot of the time, like it might even be just 2 sets.
Yeah.
Of that exercise, especially towards the end, and I want them to push it to where the intent's quite hard. It wouldn't be anything extreme, but yeah, like you said, I think 6 is a really good number.
Yeah, it's all context dependent as well. Like I've ran programs myself that I've trained with that have like 10 exercises in a session.
Yeah.
But that's built for people like me that are just like very invested and are committed to it. Whereas like, honestly, man, a lot of the time I do 3 exercises in a session. I'll do, for example, if I'm doing upper body, I'll do back, I'll do chest, I'll do shoulders, and then I'm done a lot of the time because I'm just trying to do that minimal effective dose.
Yeah, because obviously you play footy.
Yeah.
So especially in season.
But Gen Pop, you're probably looking at like, if you're doing a full body session, a good way to do it, I personally believe, is like a compound lift for your legs, then more of an isolation type lift. So you could just say, let's go like a barbell back squat, then you could do like some hamstring curls. Then I would usually opt for a chest exercise, a back exercise, and a shoulder exercise, and that's the definite, that's the meat and potatoes there. And then, like you said, so that's what, 5 exercises, that 6th and 7th could be some sort of like core movement, and then maybe like an arms thing. I don't train arms, but I do get
so
my
that's
clients.
where, obviously, generally speaking, full body sessions will tend to have a bit more, especially if they're only training 2-3 times a week.
Yeah, well,
goal dependent. Like
SJ's
is
has
around
like
7.
legit 7 or 8. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's a 3 full body day split, especially on the days that have the arms. So it's obviously context, but I think my sweet number is around 6 or 7.
Yeah, it's got to be warranted. If you've got 8 or 9 exercises, but you're like, this is for this, this is for this, this is for this, this is for this, we need all these. It's like, all right, well, you've made the decision based off the actual needs. Like, you're doing it for a reason, all this.
Especially if you're adding in your core, your arms.
Yeah.
But people who just do like, I don't know, a chest day.
Yeah.
They don't need to have 8 exercises in that.
Nah. The junk volume is so bad.
Yeah. A lot of people do it.
Specifically with girls training their butts. Like, you know, there's a big movement trying to get a big fat ass. Like, the amount of junk volume I see, like, they'll do a Bulgarian split squat. Okay, that's good. And then they'll do, like, glute thrusts and RDLs. All right, that's a sick session. Very, very hard on the glutes. If you did, like, 9 or 10 sets, that would be really good.
Yeah.
And then they'll do, like, donkey kickbacks and, like some abduction stuff, and it's like you basically wasted like 15 to 20 minutes.
Just push the sets on 3 exercises quite hard.
Yeah.
And you get more than enough.
Junk volume is a big problem, very problematic at the moment. Question 2. What can I do if heavy rows always hurt my back? I don't know what type of variation, but I would just try to do something super stable. I would, like, if he's doing a bent over row, or if they are doing a bent over row, I would just not do the bent over row.
Chest support. Or
chest supported, or even like a cable row, and just try to
look at the volume, how much volume you're doing.
Yeah, this is a very big problem with rowing variations, is that people tend to flex and extend at the spine quite a lot. When you're doing a row, you don't want to excessively flex and extend at your spine, because that's obviously going to be taking the load when you're doing that. I like to say, when you're doing, say, like a cable row, is try to keep your sternum in relatively the same spot.
Yeah.
Because it's not your chest and your spine that's moving forward and back. It's your arms and your scapula actually rolling over your rib cage, and then it's them going back and pulling back. Your sternum doesn't move the entire time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Too many people reach super far forward.
I love people
really extend
on
back.
the cable row.
Yeah.
How much people lean forward.
And then
I always, like you said, I always train clients about, just think about the scapula or the shoulder blade. Just focus on that.
Yeah. Exactly, because that's what's actually doing the work.
Yeah.
And I would eliminate anything that's like a bent over row or anything crazy like that, and then I would add like chest.
What do you think of bent over rows?
I don't rate them that much.
Yeah, same.
Like,
especially if they're done towards the end of the sesh when you're quite fatigued.
Yeah.
I just don't think you could just do another variation.
Yeah, just literally support your chest so that you're not having to even worry about your back potentially getting sore.
Yeah.
And then you're going to utilize your back more and get the most out of your back, because that's the only thing that's working.
Yeah.
That's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
And if you're going to do if you're going to do a bent over row, why would you not just do like a
chest supported row?
The
T-bar?
No, not the T-bar, the one where you lay completely flat. Bench rows or whatever they're called.
Seal rows, I think, is that.
Seal rows. Like, why not just...
The only thing is, not every gym has a seal row bench.
Yeah, that's true. Just T-bar or anything like that. Question 3. How do you stay motivated in a program when there is an exercise that you hate doing? For example, I despise Turkish get-ups to the point where I don't even want to do the program. We just spoke about this pretty much.
Yeah, exercise enjoyment is number 1 for me. Like, you got to enjoy what you're doing, because then you're going to believe in it, in the program. So I think just substituting it for something else.
Yeah, just take it out. Like, if you hate it, if you just, quote unquote, I despise Turkish get-ups to the point where I don't even want to do the program.
Yeah.
Just take it out.
You're going to get a lot more for it.
Yeah.
Enjoyment, everything.
It's literally, like we said, the best program for you is the one that you're going to adhere to the most. And if you're not going to adhere to one because of one exercise, you just take that out. And it's a Turkish get-up, so it's like,
You can just skip that one anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't mind them, but then
I don't mind them,
They're
but-
just for like a fun thing to do. It's like a novelty thing to do. I don't think it's that effective, but yeah, you can literally do like any other kind of like core stability isometric. Really, it will do the same job.
Yeah.
But there's multiple variations of every kind of
Every
movement pattern.
exercise, yeah. Every exercise is a substitute.
So you don't have to do a specific exercise if you don't want to. Is there any exercise that you hate doing that you just never do? But I honestly don't like chest supported rows that much.
You never do.
And so I never really do them. And because there's multiple. There's like cable rows. There's like single arm dumbbell rows. There's all these different variations that I can do. So I just don't do the chest supported most of the time.
There's no real. I'm trying to think. I don't really like Turkish get-ups.
I don't like glute, like hip
I don't
thrusts. Hip thrusts I don't like either, so I just don't do them. I just do like bulk RDLs and stuff.
Yeah, I will never do hip thrusts. One, just because it's uncomfortable. It's annoying to set up. I'll just always do an RDL. I don't mind the hip thrust machine. Personally, I don't do it, or cable kickbacks.
Oh yeah, I'll never. That's just jump.
I just don't like cable kickbacks.
Yeah, fair enough.
So yeah, it's probably, if I was to think of one.
The only time I ever did cable kickbacks or donkey kickbacks or whatever is because I wanted to learn them in case somebody wants to do them.
Yeah.
But I would never do it myself.
I don't think they're a bad exercise, I just don't like doing them.
Yeah.
But I'd probably prioritise other stuff over it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a wrap. Episode 3. Done.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to DM us or comment on Spotify or YouTube.
There's also a link in the show notes for questions too, if you want to remain anonymous. Or I did say that word.
Anonymous?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
And we also got to get 15 new members so Jack can shave his head. So click the link in the below to get a 7-day free trial.
Subscribe.
Oh, yeah, that'd be helpful.
Like, give this a download.
If you could please leave a review on Spotify, that also helps.
Yeah, thanks.